Welcome to Road Reckon. From the most idiotic accidents to the most brutal ones, it's all here, for you to face reality. Remember, keep all four wheels on the asphalt and drive safely. Buckle up. We're just getting started.
Look at this scene. It's something that has crossed everyone's mind, like what happens if someone hits a fuel pump? The result is clear. Flames everywhere. That driver is lucky he didn't hit it harder, otherwise he wouldn't be among us anymore. In this security camera footage, it's possible to see what appears to be a pickup truck hitting the rear of the SUV, causing it to cross the train tracks. Fortunately, the driver had gotten out in time and wasn't injured, but his car was completely destroyed. In this other video, we see a grey car approaching the train tracks. And it seems something goes wrong, and it ends up stuck, unable to reverse. The driver is an elderly woman, and she is 3 seconds away from colliding with a high-speed train. Luckily, she acted quickly and was able to get out of the car without any injuries. In this scene, we see the pickup truck that has just left a fast food restaurant. An everyday occurrence? Fortunately, everyone was okay. It was just a scare. But this ended very differently from the next accident we're about to see. The weather is rainy and the road is slippery, and braking at the wrong moment can be fatal. In this video, we see a car driving practically in the middle of the lane, and that may have cost him dearly. His car was completely destroyed and his injuries were severe. Here we have a white van clearly at low speed. But it is not our focus. The focus is on the car coming towards it. The impact was so strong that I had to blur the screen. In the end, we can see a child lying on the ground, terribly injured. In this camera footage, you can see a silver car stopped at the traffic light. But that's not the problem. The big problem is yet to come, a completely out of control truck. The truck hits it with such force that he didn't even have time to react. The trauma was immediate. In this video, the person filming has little idea of what is about to happen. It's like a scene from a movie. When they least expect it, a car simply flies toward them. Watch its fall in slow motion. The woman who was filming was very, very lucky that this car didn't fall on her. This is the exact moment the car touches the ground. In the next accident, we see a black car as the main cause. The victim is the woman in purple, while the person responsible is another woman in pink clothing. This should make the video easier to understand. Here it's possible to see that the victim goes in front of the car to prevent her from fleeing. The woman in purple climbs on top of the car in an attempt to convince the other woman in pink not to flee. But we can clearly see that the woman in pink has no intention of being fair about the situation. In this scene, we see the two arguing. Then she points to the camera and says, "Look, it's all recorded." But seizing an opportunity, the woman in pink takes advantage and gets back in her car to flee the scene. The woman in purple notices the movement and decides to act too. But it won't be so easy. The woman in pink runs a red light. She tries several times to make the other woman stop. But her efforts are in vain. Finally, they reach a dead-end parking lot. The victim of the accident is determined to seek justice. So she decides to retaliate by hitting the pink woman's car, leaving her unable to reverse because the passage ends up blocked. And right there, the aggression begins. The woman in pink doesn't want to admit her mistake and face the consequences. The two fight and struggle. Neither of them intends to end it until everything is resolved right then and there. But everything is recorded, the evidence is already there, and all of it would be taken to the authorities. See the photos of how the car ended up after all that. In the next accident, things escalate very quickly, which even ended 2 lives. Perhaps he wouldn't have suffered any damage if everyone had managed to brake in time before they could collide. The instant this car collides with the other, everything will go up in flames. The driver's life was extinguished in that very instant. Amidst the landscape of twisted metal, a splash of red catches the eye. A long and wearying journey that lulled the driver to sleep while driving. And again, we are confronted by pointless accidents frequently caused by those who foolishly challenge danger. From the rear, a behemoth breaks loose. An out-of-control truck bears down on the traffic ahead. It smashes through 3 other trucks and a car as if they were mere toys, hurling 2 of them from the road in a shower of debris. The chaos culminates in a fiery inferno, and the driver did not escape unscathed. Again, another truck. It's not known exactly what happened, but we see fire, wreckage, and suddenly the trailer is stretched across the lane. The next sequence of videos can be quite heavy, so brace yourself. This is the reason we are always told to never get caught between 2 trucks. Speechless. This accident occurred in Brazil. Both the motorcycle rider and the passenger died instantly. That boy's about to have a serious accident. He seems to be playing with his ball until it falls into the street. Everything happened so fast that he barely had time to process it. That woman came within a hair's breadth of being run over. What prevented a disaster was the street's protective barrier, otherwise she might no longer be with us. He is a street racer. Thanks to a small detail on the asphalt, he ends up flipping over, and his car becomes totally destroyed. Luckily, he came out alive, but he is unconscious. At that moment, a truck runs the red light, and while trying to brake, ends up flipping on top of the white SUV. Unfortunately, no one survived. Truck accidents are frequent. In this one, a fire truck was on its way to assist a victim of an accident, but ended up involved in another crash during the response. It's almost imperceptible, but a truck on the right, which was already stuck on the shoulder, ends up accelerating too much and plows into the cars in the left lane. The black car attempts to pass, but another car, the one on the left, ends up blocking it, causing it to collide with the car on the right. And the driver didn't even have a chance to think. For some reason, this sports bike rider was in the wrong lane. Everyone started filming to try and understand what was happening, but the ending is self-explanatory. Speechless. There was simply nothing left. A group of bikers in China waits for the light to turn green so they can move, but the light barely changes when they are struck head-on by a silver car. Here we see the police car at high speed in a pursuit when it loses control and flips over. In a police chase, the white car ends up losing control and collides with the rear of another truck. Accidents like these have become increasingly recurrent. It is not enough to just wear a seatbelt, not enough to just drive at low speed, not enough to just know how to change gears. If you do not prepare to act and react in a situation like this, your lack of preparation could cost you your life. In this scene, we have yet another case of an out-of-control car. As it devastates everything in its path, it becomes clear that all car models should have a collision detection system, something installable and mandatory. It was so dark that not even I could see that car crossing in front. Here we have another case where the truck's brakes fail. It's incredible how recurrent and dangerous this has become. It's not known what happened here, but we can see that something was wrong. Here we see an attempted overtake that went completely wrong. Snow and haste are two things that should never go together. In this segment, the cars are speeding by, but this time a collision was inevitable. In this part, observe that the black car attempts to overtake and ignores the presence of another oncoming car, ending up colliding with the silver car, which is the one that truly gets the worst of the situation. An accident that almost seems intentional. Both decided to enter the gas station at the same moment. Another case where an attempt to overtake ends up causing fatalities. This accident is so idiotic it's actually infuriating because the guy probably saw he was about to be hit but didn't have the sense to reverse because he thought the other driver would swerve to avoid him. Has this ever happened to you, having to dodge someone with no common sense? In an attempt to get the car back onto the road, it ends up flipping over. That man seeks his end by stepping in front of a car. Had to hide the scene because it is something truly very intense. If I earned $1 for every video I show you about wrong-way accidents, I think I'd be rich by now. In other words, be careful when you decide to overtake. On this one, I had the feeling that I was the one inside the car. He was lucky to come out of it alive. You're on a vacation trip when suddenly a car skids right in front of you and you become the target. Another accident in the snow. It's incredible how common it is for cars to collide head-on in this type of situation. Well, if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like to follow us in the next videos. See you later.